Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the virtual book launch for Orlando Green. Love is not enough. Clap, 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 clap. We are so excited to be your host for the evening. My name is Savalas Rogers.
And I'm Keisha Rogers.
We are the Rogers. That's our name, and we are so excited to finally be here to be part of the book launch of our sister book, Love is Not Enough, available now at www.coachog.com/products. And it's on the bottom screen right there, right? So we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna get into the book. We're gonna get into Orlando's life a little bit. So we're gonna really enjoy ourselves and celebrate our sister tonight. As you can see on the screen, we have some special guests that are with us on tonight. Sitting beside Orlando is her. I heard her call her once her little lemon drop. I know that's what it but she referred to it, I thought that was cool. Her lemon drop. But his name is Bruce Green. That is Orlando's husband. Bruce, would you like to have any words to say before we get started tonight?
Yes, I would like to thank everybody for joining us for this special moment. I'll also like to thank Erica and Kim, who played a very vital part in this project. I'll also like to thank our dear friends, key players, Savalas and Keisha Rogers, who have been supportive of OG coaching since day one. I also like to thank I don't know if they're on, but our pastors, Dr. Jeffrey and Sandy Chapman of Raleigh North Christian Center. Very good examples, and they played, been very influenced in our lives. So I like to thank them as well. Now, last but not least, I want to say, tell my rib, my babe, my wife, how proud I am. It was a process, and she wanted to give up so many times, but perseverance brings substance, and I'm so proud of you on this moment.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you so much. We also have with us the founder and CEO of Shiro Publishing, as well as Orlando's book coach, Miss Erica Green. Give it up for Erica Green.
Yeah. All right, so I'm not going to take the book coach part because she's coming after me. But as the CEO of Shiro Publishing, I want to say congratulations to you, Orlando, as well as you, Bruce, for this powerful tool that you birthed. Orlando, I've talked to you a little bit about this as we read the stories. I want to commend you all as a couple for your transparency and sharing a lot of your life as couples to bless readers around the world. Not only are you going to bless married couples, but this is a powerful tool to bless those who are dating, who are engaged, who are seeking strong relationships. So we salute you for all that you do, Coach OG. We're excited about how this tool is going to bless with your coaching. And we're just honored that you allowed us to be a part of your journey to produce this powerful book. So congratulations to you. We salute you today, and we are so glad to be here to honor you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Green. Thank you. So I'm sorry. I gave you a title that you didn't have. I'm sorry. That's okay. So,
She oversees it all. She oversees it all.
Okay, cool. So next up, we have, excuse me, the actual book coach and CEO of Synergy Consulting, Miss Kimberly Perry Sanderling. Let's give her a hand. Woo!
And look, I love all the respect that Savalas just put on my name. I love my whole name. But I'm gonna tell you something else that I love, and it is Orlando Green. She is amazing.
Yes.
I absolutely. I was almost heartbroken when we no longer had coaching calls.
Oh.
We're gonna have to definitely keep each other because she has become a sister, and I mean that truly. I always have three of everything when I'm coaching, and when I think about Orlando, I think about punctuality, perfection, and passionate. So I'm gonna go through those. I knew she was punctual the first night that she came on our coaching call was set up at 7 p.m. I always am at least 3 minutes early. She was waiting for me. I said, "Oh, so this is who I'm going to be working with now." I loved it, but I'm so competitive. Each and every call after that, I said, look, I got to get here before Olanda did. And I used to do a happy dance when I got up there before her because she's serious. She's going to come early and she's going to work hard with whatever that she does. And she did that each and every week. We worked, 2 months through coaching for her project, and it was the easiest coaching job that I had to do.
Oh,
And I can say that because she was so coachable, and you can see the results in this book. When I say purpose driven, this project that is truly a gift from God through Olanda. All right. Do that from each and every session. It would flow out of her. Even I would say the one session where she was like, Kim, I got to pray and meditate on it. She had a tough week, but she still came back to the playing field, because I look at it almost like as a coach. I coach sports too. She still always put her best foot forward, and again, you can see that through the book. And last but not least, she is so passionate, so selfless.
Yes.
We had a mastermind coaching session for a few authors that were interested in finishing their product and their project, and she offered to be a guest speaker. And when she came on the call, she's so humble as well. I told them that this is a professional. If you want somebody you need to listen to how Olanda got it done with her book. And that was the first night in June that I called her OG, Coach OG. And it was funny because she was kind of sitting back there like, stop it, because she's so humble. But it is so meant from my heart. And it is something that I want you to walk in, because you are that professional. Any of us book knows that you know what you're talking about. It is a gift of yours. And I'm so thankful to God that he allowed this birth through you. I'm so thankful that we are now connected as Shira sisters, and I wish you the best. Thank you for letting me be a part of your project.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Kimberly Perry Sanderlin. I like it.
Thank you.
So
He got it.
I got it. I get the honor and pleasure of introducing our guest of honor. So when I was thinking about how to do this, I love music, so I started thinking about music. I'm like, what song could I use to introduce Olanda? So I thought about Chaka Khan, I'm Every Woman.
Yeah.
Because if we had some music tonight, that would be a good theme song for Olanda, for y'all who know her, because she is every woman. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's a sister, she's a coach, she's a business owner, she's a dynamic speaker. When I say preaching machine, she is a preaching machine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she's every woman. She's an educated woman. She's a graduate of North Carolina Central University.
Woo, woo.
I knew that was coming. And then that wasn't enough. Then she went on to Liberty University to get a master's.
Yeah.
So Olanda is every woman. So not only is she nurturing, she's educated. Now she is a published author. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the OG, Olanda Green. Woo!
Yes.
Olanda, before we get into the book, the floor is yours for opening remarks.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to thank everybody who has taken the time out of your busy schedules to join this live tonight. I do not take it for granted. I know you could be doing many other things. We are in the middle of a pandemic. It's been a crazy time. And so I so appreciate all of you. And so I don't want to get into naming specific names, but I want to thank my family, my parents, my sister. I know they're watching, cheering me on, and all of our extended family members. I want to shout out my girls, co-workers, church members, everybody. And I want to talk especially about the people who are on this live tonight, on this panel. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my husband, my caramel drop. That's what I call him, my caramel drop. Because without him, this book would not have been possible. And when God put this in my spirit, I had to talk with him first, because so much of it is about us, and it's very intimate. And so there's no way that I could have told this story, our story, without getting his okay. And so from the beginning, he said, sure, let's do it. Yes. And so, all throughout, I was checking in with him many nights. I come running down the stairs from writing something, and I'm like, does this sound right? What you think about this? Is this okay? Is this too much? So he has been there every step of the way. So I thank you, baby, and I appreciate you. I don't even want to cry, but I appreciate you supporting me, because without him, I could not have done this. And I also want to thank Erica, because I still remember the very first day that I called her. Erica is my publisher, and I was trying to explain to her what I was doing, where I was at, and she just calmed my nerves, and she was like, look, you got to get it out of you. I want you to write, because I was trying to put stuff into chapters and edit as I was going along and coming up with my 3 points and all this stuff, and being a preacher. I mean, it's just like so natural to me. So I'm like, okay, I got to have some type of order with this. And she was like, no, just let it flow out of you. Just write. And that was like the best piece of advice, because it put my spirit at ease at that point, and I was able to just let it flow. So that relationship started, and I know I have drove her crazy. I'll be texting Erica, oh my God, I'm nervous about this. The books aren't in yet. What we gonna do? Whatever. And she has just been the absolute best. So I want to say thank you, Erica, for publishing my book and for giving me that family support through Shiro Publishing, because it is definitely a family. You get more than just a publisher, you get a family, and they give you all the support you need from the start to finish. So I just want to salute you and thank you on today, Erica.
We are honored.
Thank you. And then I want to also say to my book coach, Kim, oh my God, I feel the same way. Our last coaching session, I'm like, well, where do I go from here? Because for 2 months, I met with Kim through Zoom every Tuesday night from 7 to 8. That was our time. And she stayed on top of me. She gave me my book assignment, my writing assignment for the week. And I had to turn in an assignment to her every Sunday night. So by midnight, I was having to turn something into her, and then we would talk about it the following Tuesday. And so there were times that I had a rough week with work or just had a lot going on. And I would tell her, I don't know if I'm going to make my assignment. And she was just so peaceful. She would talk me through it. She would say, it's normal to have, writer's block or whatever, however you're feeling. And so we have truly become like sisters. And so I love you so much. I can't wait until this pandemic is over, where we can go and get some food from the food truck. That is like an inside joke. Me, Erica, and Kim are always talking about something to eat, getting a food truck. Yes. So, honey, I can't wait for us to do that. But
we're ready.
But it's been great. It's been so great, and I so love you, and I appreciate both of you.
I love you back. Congratulations.
We love you.
Thank you. And last but certainly not least, Keisha and Savalas. Oh my goodness, you guys are really good friends of ours. We have gotten so much closer over these last few months preparing for this night. And when I asked them, when I told them what my vision was, and I said, we're gonna have to do this virtually, and this is the platform I'm trying to find, and can you all host, because they do such a great job. For those of you out there that don't know, Keisha and Savalas, they are the founders of Key Players, and they do a lot of marriage and relationship. They are marriage and relationship motivators. They host different events and marriage retreats and different things. And they gave me my first opportunity after I started OG Coaching to be the main speaker at one of their events. And so they've been down this road with me ever since I finished my master's up and started my business. So I thought, who better to share in this moment with us? And so we all go to the same church together. We all believe the same thing. So it was just a natural fit. So thank you so much, guys. I love you. I love you both. Yes.
And thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. Like she said, she took a chance on us too, when we did our event 2 years ago, but she came and she knocked it out of the park. So we took a chance on each other, and we still rocking together. So now let's get into this book. Love is Not Enough.
Yes.
Available now at www.keyplayers.com. www.coachog.com/products. Go there it is at the bottom. Go get that book. So Olanda sent Keisha and I the book. I think it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
She sent it to us on a Saturday. Now, I'm not a reader. I can't read, but I'm not a reader. But but she sent it to us on the Saturday, and we had finished it that Sunday. My wife read, and I sat, and we stopped and made notes, and the book was so easy to read, and it wasn't over our heads. When you say, Keisha?
Yes. Mm-hmm. It was an easy read.
Yes,
very easy.
It was very personable, and the little nuggets that Olanda put into this book, even after being married 17 years, made me double think some stuff. Maybe I need to tighten some areas up in my marriage too. So, having said that, Olanda, what made you write this book, Love Is Not Enough?
Okay, so in the book, for those of you who have the book already, I know I've had many people to text me, email me, send me Facebook messages saying that they're already reading the book. And for those of you who have ordered it and it's coming, you will see the book starts out with me talking about my reason why and my inspiration. And like I said, this book is about me and Bruce. It's about some of our struggles, some of our triumphs, some of the things that we have gone through as a couple. And when I think about the hard times, it really goes back to or boils down to us not having adequate pre-marriage counseling. We literally had one session after church with our pastor at the time. It was Bruce's home church, and he sat us down and he talked to us one Sunday after service, and just went over the major things, these categories like, okay, y'all need to talk about how you're going to do your money, talk about how you want to raise a family, talk about, but it wasn't practical. It wasn't specific in saying, okay, these are some of the trials you're going to face, and giving us the tools and how we would overcome them whenever we face them. So through the years, as I explained in the book, we've definitely had lots of counseling and prayer, and we've worked on ourselves. When you say, babe, we've worked on ourselves to become better partners for each other. And let me just put this out here in the beginning. In no way am I saying that we're perfect and we have it all worked out, because no marriage is perfect, right? Mm-hmm. But I felt it necessary that if I could share our story and keep one couple from experiencing some of the things that we had to experience, or we experienced because we kind of jumped into it and not really knowing what to expect, then it makes the whole process worth it. So I would say that inspiration came from there. And then people who know me know that I feel like I'm just like a natural counselor anyway. Like, people come and say something. I know a lot of people's business that I'm going to go to the grave with. And I feel like I'm a very good secret keeper and confidant. And so I was already doing this. Like, we was already talking to people, talking to couples. And then pastor, shout out Dr. Jeffrey Chapman, our apostle at Raleigh North. He was talking about what's in your hand and finding your purpose. Mm-hmm. And I knew there had to be more to what I was doing, because at the time this was in 2016. At the time, I wasn't really happy with my job at the time. And I was just like, there's more to this. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? And then he talked about, your purpose is whatever irritates you. So whatever, if there's a problem that you see out and it irritates you, then it's your job to go and solve it. So when he said that, I was like, oh, it really irritates me that people are not investing the amount of time and energy into making marriage work. There's so many people that's just throwing up their hands saying, oh, forget it. I don't feel like being married anymore. And I was just like, you can make something really, really great if you have the right tools. Mm-hmm. So at that moment, I kind of talked to Bruce about it, and I was like, I think I want to go back to school. I think I want to go and get my master's and get it in counseling. And I think I want to focus on couples.
And like she said earlier, when I first met Olanda, she was already doing this type of stuff with the young girls that was in her church or whatever. Mm-hmm. I seen that from an early stage. So it was a no-brainer for me whenever she came and wanted to go back and get her master's in this field or whatever. So
yeah, thank you. And so I went back to Liberty, got my master's in counseling, and I said, I want to do coaching like that. That I want to be that person standing on the sideline, congratulating people, pushing them to greatness, and letting them know that where you are today, we can get you to that next point. And so it just really became a passion of mine, and I really wanted to monetize the natural gifts and talents that I felt God had already blessed me with. And so that's kind of the journey in a nutshell.
Good. So you mentioned that you and Bruce didn't have adequate pre-marriage counseling, right?
Right.
Do you provide that for clients of yours now?
Okay, so there's a difference between counseling and coaching. And so I feel like a lot of people use those two terms kind of interchangeably. And so I want to kind of set the record straight on that. So I am a pre-marriage coach. I don't do counseling. And the difference is counseling really focuses on helping a client to heal from things in their past, like a past hurt or distress that's causing issues presently. It also deals more with negative psychology, where coaching deals more with positive psychology. So a coach is not really trying to go back deep into a person's past, but they seek to walk alongside a person to help them get to the place that they want to be. So coaching assumes some level of stability that therapy and counseling does not require. So most people looking to be coached just desire more satisfaction in a particular area or more preparation in a particular area. So in saying that, I really wanted to focus on pre-marriage coaching, because I felt like that's where we really need to put more of the energy into the pre-marriage coaching and pushing people to put the time right there, because people are kind of skipping over that point. So that's kind of what I wanted to put out there about that. And the thing is, I've had couples to come to me, and during that first consultation, I can tell very quickly whether or not my services are going to be beneficial to them. Once they start talking about, what's going on, I know rather quickly, okay, this needs counseling. Like, I'm not going to be able to address this. So I'm going to put a little plug in there. We have a wonderful mental health ministry. Got to shout out our leader over that ministry, Miss Vicki Smith Yelverton. I just saw she made a comment, so she's on here. At our church at Raleigh North Christian Center, we're probably one of the few churches that have really broken that stigma, and we've been having so many powerful summits and talking about mental health in the church. And so I just want to shout that ministry out. And so I know one of the things that I actually just did it a week or so ago. I had someone to come and wanted coaching, and after I heard what they said, I thought that counseling would be better, and I actually referred them to another one of our therapists in our church.
Awesome.
Wonderful. And Olanda also speaks about this in her book also, which is out, Love Is Not Enough. If you haven't purchased it, you are that. Yes, that's it. That's it right there. Love Is Not Enough. There it is. www.coachog.com/products. All right. So we're going to get into this book a little bit more. So I'm going to turn this portion of the live over to my better half, Miss Keisha.
Woo! Hello, everybody. I was so excited when I read this book. I called her on the phone. I probably was getting on your nerves more than you.
No.
Because I had 3 pages of notes after I finished reading the book. And Savalas and I had a lot of discussions that came out of this book, and we were calling you to get the answers. So thank you for that free free little tips. Anyway, so in the book, Coach O, she does a lot of analogies and she tells personal stories that let you, get to know her and Bruce a little bit better. Like it's some things that was in the book, and I was like, oh, okay. It helps the audience and the readers understand them better. So I had like 3 pages, but I had to break it down into like 4 things. So I just use those things. On page 12. This is the one that I think you and I both agreed on. Mm-hmm. It says seek pre-marriage coaching in the dating process. It's essential. So can you tell me more about that? Can you expound more about that on that for me, please?
Okay. So the reason why I say that, because I think in our society, the norm is to wait after you've been proposed to, after the ring, after the wedding day is already set. And I mean, let's be honest, y'all. Are you really going to cancel the wedding at that point if something major comes out in counseling? Most people, or coaching, most people are going to say, we'll work on it once we get married, and then so they go into the marriage so unequipped, right? So, when I think about us as a society, we put more research into a vacation that we want to take than the person that we're going to marry, right? We get all googly eyed and feeling all warm and fuzzy on the inside, and we're quick to jump into a relationship with someone, and we have not done our homework and figured out, okay, where do they come from? What's going on with them? Who they family? Where their origin? So one thing, a tool that I like to use in my coaching is the SYMBIS Saving Your Marriage Before It Starts assessment. And this was developed by Drs. Les and Leslie Parrott, and I am a certified facilitator in that curriculum. And so I use this as a kickstart to all of my pre-marriage sessions. And so basically, if you come to me for pre-marriage coaching, I send you and your partner through that assessment, and that assessment generates a 15-page, this is a sample, so don't worry about seeing names on top, but it generates a 15-page report that gets sent to me. And it is the first step in the coaching process, and it's probably one of the most practical, relevant, robust marriage tools that I've seen. So I use it whenever I'm coaching. And so it will help you to explore a full range of issues. It talks about expectations. These range from relatively simple to static dimensions, such as longevity of the relationship, or critical skill sets, such as communication and other personality dynamics. So I like using this assessment because most people, when they come to session, they don't self-report like how this assessment is gonna do for them. So they take the assessment separately. I get the report, and then they have their first pre-marriage booster session with me, and it's like a 2-hour long session, and we unpack the assessment. And even if they say, you know what, we're dating, I felt like this person was marriage potential, we've taken the assessment, but we're not ready to move any further, it's fine, because now you have this long report and you see all the colorful images and stuff. So it compares you side by side with your mate, and it gives you something stable to work on your relationship. So it shows red flags, and then I'm able to highlight, okay, this is the area that I think you need to do a little bit more work in before you get married, before you move forward. So it's a great tool.
Okay. And the second point on page 20 is, while love is a needed element, it's not everything people think. If they are in love, then that's enough. Page 20.
Okay. So when I said this, and this is the premise of the whole book, right? The book is love is not enough. And so what I wanted to really get across to people is, while love can feel very magical in the dating phase, that magical feeling cannot be sustained without other elements. Then if we're not careful, we'll find ourselves jumping from relationship to relationship, chasing the high of the newness and excitement that we experience whenever we first got with a person, not knowing that it's natural for some of those things to subside once you kind of get past that phase. So it's really about helping people to understand the phases of a relationship, and knowing that in order to keep that spice and keep that magic and keep that excitement, there's going to be lots of work involved in order for you to do that. And I think about a flower, if you have flowers at your house, what you got to do? You got to tend to that flower. You got to water it. You got to make sure, if you need to repot it, if you need whatever you need to do, you have to do that. So the same can be said in a relationship. You can't just jump in. You feel, oh, I'm so in love, and I got warm fuzzies on the inside. I get with this person, and then boom, get married. And then when that subsides, you think, well, I'm done. I want to jump to somebody else. No, stop relationship hopping. Figure out what you need to do. Figure out all those other elements. And so I talk more about that in the book.
That was good.
Relationship hopping.
Relationship hopping.
Relationship hopping.
I like that. Okay, so on page 40, okay, it says, when you don't know yourself, you would change, not simply compromise. There is a difference. So can you tell us the difference between, changing and compromising?
I think that this part of the book really spoke so strongly to me, because I know for me, over the years, just in dating, I know that I have changed who I was as a person to fit into somebody else's perfect image of what I should be, right? And so I think that it's very important that, yes, in a relationship, you have to compromise. We were just laughing yesterday about some things that we were like, oh, that was a great compromise, honey, and recognizing that, and then almost congratulating each other whenever you do compromise, but not change. So think about those things that are deep down inside of you, who you are. If you like a particular thing, then don't just pretend not to like it because, in the effort to be in love or to get with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to change who you are totally at the expense of finding love. That person should be able to accept who you are, the things that you like. Now, I'm not talking about those little annoying habits and things that we probably need to work on anyway, but but we've all seen them, even in platonic relationships. You've probably had people of the same sex, girlfriends or guy friends for the guys, who seem to change like a chameleon. No matter who they was around, they would become that person to fit in with them. So that's what I meant when I was talking about, when we don't know ourselves, we tend to become what the other person wants us to be instead of being true and authentic to who we are.
That's good. That's good. And last, on page 67, you have a section. Well, throughout the book, you have a lot of analogies. And I'm a visual learner, so when you were doing the analogies as I was reading, I could visualize, what you were saying or where you were at, or because you made it so vivid. So thank you for that, for people like me who learn that way. But you have an analogy about goal alignment, and so you did something. You said something about which made me like how you compare your car alignment to your relationship. Can you expound more on that for us, please?
Okay, so not to give away the story in the book, because I want you all to enjoy the story. But so I'm not going to tell you the story. So you got to read it to hear the story. That you got to get the book to hear the story. But what I will say is basically what I was meaning behind that story about goal alignment is that we have to take time in our dating and in our marriage relationships to realign our visions and goals to ensure optimal performance, right? So, when I think about people who are in relationships, we go out into the world, to jobs, to church, to other civic organizations, to different things. And we are always exposed to new things, new levels of thinking, new people, right? So we can be drawn in other areas if we're not careful. So then you come back and you get to talking something totally different to your spouse or to your significant other. And they looking at you like, where did this come from? Like, I didn't know we was going in that direction. I didn't know that it was your desire to do this or take up this hobby or, whatever. So that's why you have to continue to realign your goals and make sure that, hold on, let me let Erica back in. There she is. We have to continue to realign our goals and make sure that we are on the same page with our significant other. When you're not doing that, if you think about the analogy of a car, and again, I'm not going to say all of it, but if your car is out of line, right? What it's going to be doing? Pulling hard to the right or pulling hard to the left, right? You take your hand off the steering wheel and that thing going to go veer way over one side or the other. Well, in a relationship, it could be the same way. You take your hand off the steering of your relationship just for a moment, and now we both way over here, or we both way over here because we're not talking. We're not aligning our goals. We're not staying in constant communication that, you know what, okay, maybe I said 5 years ago, I didn't want to go back to school, but you know what? I've changed my mind because maybe I've been exposed to someone else or some other things that have now spoken really deeply to me, and now I've changed my mind. So I was just saying, you got to make sure that you realign those goals and sit down and talk through it every now and then, so that you can be on cruise control. Because when you got a good alignment, you just get your car aligned, you can take your hand off the steering wheel, and that car will drive straight, right?
That's true.
So that's where we all really want to be in our relationship. We want to have the right tools, have the right things in place so that we're not always at each other's throats and always, oh, here we go, something else again. No, if we are constantly communicating, we're constantly talking, we're constantly realigning goals, we're constantly making sure, are you okay? We're making sure, that didn't hurt your feelings. You didn't get offended with that. Okay, we're good. Then you don't have all that. Then you're just kind of cruising, right? And then you are prepared if a storm does come.
Right.
That's good.
That's good.
That's real good.
But see, what we've given you all tonight is just the bread and the muffins when you go to a restaurant that they bring out to the table. That's free. You can have that. We'll give you that for free. But if you want the meat, if you want the entree, you got to purchase that. And if you want more from this book, you're going to have to purchase that also. So you just getting the little appetizer tonight, but we want you to go get the entree. Go get this book. I'm telling you, Keisha just went through 4 points, but we had pages.
Yeah.
I mean, really and truly, and we think we got a decent marriage, but we saw some stuff in there, like I said, that like, man, I wish we had that, or, if we had that, maybe I wouldn't have been mad about that or this, that, and the third. So I encourage you, if you are single, if you are engaged, if you are married, or even if you are divorced, this book will help you relationship-wise, I promise you. If you're in a book club, get it. It'll be good for you. If you're an avid reader, this is the book that you want. Orlando made it so, and it's not super long. Like I said, we read it. We got it Saturday and we were done with it by Sunday, so it's not going to take up all of your time, and it's only 90 pages, so, but it's a small amount of pages that's going to pour a whole lot into you.
Right.
So I would suggest go get this book.
It's relatable. The packaging is very professional. Oh yeah.
Y'all can see that. It's glossy, it's shiny.
You get a bookmark.
Thank you.
She spared no expense, and she invested into herself. You know what I mean? So let's invest into our sister and support her. All right.
Oh, thank you guys.
And I believe she has some giveaways that she's going to do tonight also.
I do have some giveaways. Yes, I do. So those of you who have humored me on social media, I asked you all, whenever you got your book, to take a selfie, post it to social media, and tag me. So I know a lot of you got the book, but we did have some folks to play along. So I have to be a woman of my word. And I told you there just might be a prize involved, right? So we are going to pull a name out of that. So we have the names of the ones who actually did that. And so you are going to get a $20 Target gift card. Okay. So even if you're not on here tonight, I will post it to social media and let you all know. All right. So you want to pull it back? All right. He's mixing them up.
I'm sorry.
He done dropped one, y'all.
That's the winner. That's
Right.
the winner.
Okay, you put it back in. All right, let's see. And the winner is, oh, my cousin, Stacy Reed. Yay! Stacy, all the way from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was just up last night talking to her. Oh, Stacy, so this is yours. I owe you the card. Now we're going to pull a name. We have another Target gift card, another $20 Target gift card for those of you who pre-ordered the book. So everybody who has ordered the book from the time that I initially put it out last week, all the way up till now, I put your names in. Even the few that ordered it right before the live, you got in there. So we're going to pull a name, and you, ma'am or sir, will also get a $20 Target gift card. Ready? That one. Yarvetta Singleton, she's on here too. She goes to RNCC Raleigh North Christian Center. Yes. So she said, "Do it, guys." I think it's a little bit behind. She had already put that in there. Okay. So Yarvetta, you get the other $20 Target gift card, and then I have one more. Now this one is for people who ordered the book after the live, all the way up till midnight tonight. So we got a goal we're trying to reach. So in the next 5 hours between 7 and midnight tonight, order your book. Go get this book, right? So you, ma'am or sir, will get the last Target gift card. So thank you all for playing along. I just wanted to do something really cute, something fun, just to generate interest. It was great seeing you all post your pictures. It really warmed my heart. People were texting me saying, "Oh, I got it out in the mailbox and I started reading it already." Somebody texted me today saying that they almost done with the book and they just got it yesterday. So Brian said Bruce is the bingo man, mixing the name. Right. You had one job, darling. Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody. Thank you all so much for your love, for your support, for believing in me. Anybody close to me, you know that I've been working on this. This has been a project over a year. And I tell you, the pandemic, while it has a lot of negative things around it, it has been a blessing because a lot of us were able to really get some things done that God had led us to do. So I'm thankful for that time of respite and relaxation to be able to put pen to paper and go ahead and get things done.
Wonderful. And Yarvetta, you don't have to share that with Billy, your husband, if you choose not to. You can keep all that. Please tell Billy I said that if you don't. So Kim has been monitoring any comments from our live on tonight. Do you have any questions that anybody posted?
Before you go there, Sabal, I want to say one last thing. Okay. We had talking about the team aspect and remembering that, because that's in the book, and I just kind of wanted to round this conversation out with that. When you're in a relationship, don't forget the fact that you're both on the same team. right?
Right.
You're not against each other. You are together. So if one of you loses, you both lose, right? It's not a competition between both of you. You are together. So I want to make sure that we drive that point home. The aim should be that after a disagreement, not that, oh, I got the last word in, not that, oh, I shot below the belt, or I told him, or I told her, or I got my point in. No, it should be that there is better understanding and commitment in making sure that the changes are made in the relationship, that this issue does not come about again, right? And so I can just say, from personal experience, early on in our marriage, I mean, we went for the jugular. Like, okay, no, I'm gonna have the last say so. No, because Bruce is the kind of person that he's not gonna argue back and forth with you, right? When it gets to that point, he's gonna shut all the way down. He gonna go sit down somewhere. But I'm like, no, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. So I'm following him around, like, no, let's talk now. And so I learned, as a wife, if you ask the Holy Spirit to teach you, the Holy Spirit will teach you what to say and what not to say, and how to be a wife and how to be a husband. And so now I'm very cognizant of, if I say something and it's not, it didn't come out in the right tone, or there's undertones, I'm trying to be funny or whatever, the Holy Spirit will actually convict me. Like, that wasn't right. Like, you need to go and make that right. Like I can't even let it stay out there in the air. And I know that was God, because there was there was a time in our marriage that I didn't have no problem with going to bed angry, or I'll shut down and not talk to you for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? So now we don't do that. Like, go ahead, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Those old scriptures, a soft answer turns away wrath, so women, take some of that high pitch out of your responses. Men, take some of that bass out of your responses, and watch God do a great work in your relationship when you learn how to talk to each other. Because my number one goal is to make sure that what I need to convey to Bruce is said clearly, and that it didn't just go in one ear and out the other ear, but that he understands that behind everything is said in love, right? Even hard conversations, that we're on the same team here. It's us against the world, not us divided. So I just wanted to say that, just to kind of close that conversation out, because that's a main point toward the end in the book.
That's good.
Awesome. And just another reason to go get this book, because there are nuggets like that throughout the entire book. I'm ready for the book number 2. I don't know what that was going to be about. I'm just putting it out there. That book number 2 is coming.
I need a little respite. Look at Kim laughing, because she already know. I already talked to Kim and Erica about next projects, but I need a little time, because these two, they are fearless. They ain't scared. They ain't scared of nothing. They gonna jump on out there. But you need people around you like that. You need people that's like, don't be afraid. Don't sit there. Don't be idle. Keep your hands busy. So I know that I have connected with the right women of God, and they are believers. They are women of God. They both have their own businesses. They are rocking it out. And so I'm so thankful for them. And I can't wait to see the things that we will do together, the collaborations.
And what they did for you, you did for us.
Exactly.
Talking about our business 2 years in the event we were doing, because and I'm gonna move on, but when Olanda came in, we were kind of dragging our feet a little bit. And when Olanda came in, it was no more dragging feet. You had to be on point.
Yeah.
Well, what y'all doing? And it just made us step our game up. And then, so what they did for you, you did for us, and we needed you at that time to help us with that event, because we were a little nervous. It was our first big event by on our own. So what they did for you, you did for us. So it's just all blessings going around in one big circle. So kudos to the ladies.
We
Kudos to
push
the-
each other. We push
right.
each other to greatness, and that's one of the things that me and Bruce, we have really tried to surround ourselves with people who are going places. Because when you
Right.
around people who are going places and you ain't got to worry about them, nobody ain't jealous. Because we all
Right.
we all going up, so we all push each other. We all support each other. You know, I come to your event, you come to mine.
That's
You know,
right.
we all are there for each other, and so you know. I'm just at a place where, you know, no shade to anybody, but I just can't be still. Like, you know, life is short, and I intend to do what I've been put here to do on this
Right.
earth. And I know that we all have something very specific that God wants us all to do. And so we have to make sure that we find ourselves busy.
Awesome.
Amen.
Awesome. Kim has been monitoring the chats. Do you have any questions for us, Kim?
Look, I don't have any questions, but I just want to point out that you are highly, highly loved, OG.
Yeah.
You have a room family, church family is showing up
Yes,
and
they
showing
are.
out. Right?
Yes. Yes.
I'm just loving those comments. Elroy Seegers, the real OG, that's you. And we keep walking in it. Your parents are very proud of you, your sibling. Love that, you know, Renee Bell hit it back home when she said teamwork makes the dream work. I see that we actually have mutual friends. I feel like Carlton Ware and Kim Ware are over there bragging on the beach, but they make it's okay. We are living vicariously through you both, but they still made sure they were up here with you. So you have family that is here for you, family that just love you. So I just want to. We did have one question. How that book? I think they missed it. It was scrolling. We have it scrolling on the bottom of the screen for you, but I'm gonna give it to you right now because I don't want anybody to miss out on the goodness. All right, you need to go to www.coachog.com/product.
Thank you.
Don't miss it, folks.
Yeah, so if you all have any questions, I've been sitting here looking at these comments coming through, trying to talk and look at them at the same time. But thank you all so much. But if you do have any questions for us, we're on here for a few more minutes. If you have any questions for anybody on the panel, I would encourage you. I mean, Erica pushes Shiro Publishing every day, and this is the perfect time to get your story out. So if you got a story, Erica Green is gonna get it out of you. So if you want to write your story, go ahead and do it now while you got the opportunity.
That's it. Alonda, you all have some beautiful shirts on, but we can't see them. Can y'all back up so we can see those shirts? Yeah, we gotta see it. Oh, check it out. Yeah. Women, I got a screenshot that. That's beautiful. Love it. Congratulations to both of you. Yes.
Thank you.
So this concludes our virtual launch party for this evening. Alonda, we are super proud of you.
Thank you.
And we know that this book is going to not just reach the 100 that you wanted to do, but it's going to reach the number that God has intended for it to do. So your number may be 100, but he may have a 0 on the end of that. So you be good with your 100, but we're going to pray that 1,000 people get this book. That's what
And let me just say, that 100 wasn't the end. That 100 was by this weekend. So I had to go. let me clear that up. The goal was to do, because when did we announce this, Erica? It's just been a little over a week.
Exactly, over a week. Yep, wow. And you have 100 in a week. That was the goal.
Yes. So the goal is 100 in a week, and I'm getting close to it. So y'all come on, help me push through. Help me. I believe we can knock that out tonight. I think we can knock that out tonight. We got enough people on the live tonight. Yeah. I believe God, and let me also just share the inside of the book for you all. It's not just a book, but at the end of the chapters, you have a page to write notes. And then this is something that Kim really encouraged me to do, each week whenever I would submit my writing assignment to her. We went through and try to figure out what questions can we pull out out of that week's chapter to highlight, to give you some time to self-reflect and apply it to you. So it's really a tool. It's so much more than just a book. So the goal is, for you to change, for you to transform, for things to be illuminated to you, so that you then, if you find yourself going down a certain path, that maybe there's something that me and Bruce share, that you say, you know what, I need to change how I'm talking, or change, my thoughts around that. Another thing, don't keep thinking that your significant other, they know how you feel if you have not told them. They're not mind readers. So
that's worth the purchase right there.
lots of times we think that, and I can only speak for me. I know that I have sat back and I'm like, I see, ain't even gonna say nothing. He ought to know. I'm gonna see if he say, if he remembers, or if he says blah blah blah, and so cut all that out. Stop it. Just stop it. So you have to continue. Don't play those games. So you have to make sure that you are communicating, but it's so much more in the book. So get the book, and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every man ought to go buy the book just based off what she just said. Every man, every husband, just based off that, to purchase the book based off that comment. We're not mind readers. That's book 2. That's the title for book number 2.
He's not a mind reader.
I will buy it now. Just if you just got a title that say he's not a mind reader, you ain't got to have no words in it. But anyway, we are going to wrap this up. This has been an awesome night, and we are so proud to have been asked to be a part of it. We would have cleared our schedule or whatever was going on to be here tonight to celebrate with our sister for book 1. I'm gonna keep saying that, for book release number 1. Because there are more to come.
Hey,
there are more. Yes, sir.
I told her 2 years ago when she walked across the stage, I told her it was just the beginning. And
wow.
Yeah, tell it.
Wow, he spoke that right into
teamwork.
He did.
See, she got a belt tonight. Her hands being raised, but Bruce's hands up there too, because that's how teams work. When one person wins the championship, we all get a ring.
That's
so
right.
Bruce gets a ring tonight too.
That's right. Oh, definitely. This is. I told him. I said, babe, this is our victory. I mean, I'm the one that may have, put pen to paper and actually wrote it, but it's our story. So this is definitely not just an all Olanda thing. And I hope that shines through whenever you read it. It's not just one-sided. It's not just for the females or just for the males. So Bruce had lots of input throughout about it. We talk about how we grew up and how that impacted our relationship. So it's a lot of good stuff, and I feel very good about it. It's a fun read. If you sit down, you can knock it out in a couple hours. Trust me, I have read this book from top to bottom probably 10 times. So you can definitely read it in under a couple hours, and so I think that you will really find out a lot about us that you didn't know, but some other good nuggets too.
Good. Well, we want to thank everybody who was on the live tonight. This was amazing. Like I said, we're so appreciative to be a part of it. We want to thank Miss Erica Green for being on the live with us and everything that went into her efforts into making this possible. Miss Kimberly Perry Sanderlin. I don't know what it is about the hyphen. I just love the hyphen. I want to
KPS.
My beautiful wife, who is by my side always through thick and thin, makes me a better human being, not just a man or husband, but a better human being. So love you, sweetie. Everybody that has not purchased this book, I don't know what you're waiting for, but it is available now at www.coachog.com/products. Go get this book. We're gonna get 100 right.
Yeah, and if you forget the / just go. It's so easy to remember. CoachOG.com. Once you go to my homepage, if you scroll down, you'll see an area there to purchase the book, but we did the /products to take you straight to the products page. But if you don't remember all that, just go to coachog.com.
Gotcha.
Oh, and also, if you want to book your pre-marriage coaching session today, yes, okay. Go to coachog.com, so all you have to do is click on in the top right corner, work with me, and my calendar stays up to date. You can pick the day and time. We are doing virtual sessions right now. So, and those have been discounted because they are virtual. So no better time than now to go ahead and get your pre-marriage coaching session today with the OG.
And the guest of honor gets the last word. That was it. God bless everyone. We just thank you for everyone who tuned in and commented and purchased the book. And Orlando, we proud of you. We can't wait to see what's in your future.
Thank you. Yay, we did
Yeah.
it. You all have a blessed evening, and thank you all so much. Bye.
Peace.